It's a new day, Newnan. Yes, it is. And I am the Velveteen Rabbit, the tortoise and the hare, both of them, combined into one weird, monstrous creature. I am the three little pigs and the big bad wolf and Goldilocks. Wait, is that the same? That's a different story. Can you imagine if Goldilocks was in the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf? Like, I guess it's like the three little pigs, Goldilocks, and the big bad wolf, and like there's the houses, like they built a house out of straw, and Goldilocks was like, this house is too itchy. And they built a house out of sticks, and she's like, this house is too pokey. And they build a house out of bricks, and she's like, this house is just right. I think it would fit very, very well. So I think we're gonna stick with that. We're gonna stick with the fact that Goldilocks and the Three Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf is a story, a perfect bedtime story for your children. But at the end, the wolf eats Goldilocks, unlike the bears who don't eat. How does the Goldilocks story end with the bears? Like, she goes in the house, she does all their stuff, they find her in the bed. Do they kill her? Does Goldilocks die at the end of that? Let's see. Does Goldilocks die at the end of the story? This is important because if it turns out, you know how there's a lot of stories and people are like, yeah, but do you know the real story? Or do you know where that song, Ring Around the Rosie? It's actually about World War II. In most versions of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Goldilocks does not die. She is scared away by the bears and runs back to the forest. However, some versions have darker outcomes for her, such as being eaten or tortured. The classic version of the story has Goldilocks escaping unharmed after waking up and seeing the bears. Other versions, like some children's book adaptations, might have her and the bears become friends instead. Some versions, particularly those recorded in the 19th century, present a more sinister ending where Goldilocks is harmed or killed by the bears. These versions sometimes involve the bears trying to burn, drown, or impale Goldilocks. I'm glad I looked this up. And then there's a bunch of articles like The Many Fateful Fates of Goldilocks, Tension, Breaking Down Goldilocks and the Three Bears. There's a wiki page for it. So this is something that does not have a simple answer. Does Goldilocks die at the end of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? I'm going to say yes in all versions, even though I just confirmed through the Google machine that it's not every version. We're going to go ahead and say it's all versions. Just for consistency's sake, we're going to give the wrong information because that's what things have become over here at Herald. It's just me today. Hanley has been so busy. She that lovely little princess got out of work last week for spring break and her birthday weekend, which we will talk about later. And then this week has just been swamped at work. It's been a very, very busy week. So she's been busy with that stuff, busy with some personal life stuff. She's just got a lot going on to the point where, things are stressful over here in House Herald. There's just a lot going on for everybody, all of us. And I almost didn't record, and I was like, I don't want to do it. I have nothing to talk about. If I'm not going to be doing it with my Gucci girl, then there's no reason for me to do it at all. But I know that that's not the right thinking. I know that you guys who do listen religiously, if I go a week without posting, you'll point it out, and you'll be like, Harold, you idiot. Where is our new podcast? So I am pushing through. I am looking over the mental challenge hump and saying I can do it. And you can tell I'm just buying time because what have I talked about thus far? I've talked about the Three Little Pigs and I've talked about Goldilocks. But how am I? Stress, I'm a little stress ball. Oh, and my blood sugar's high? Dang, that's lame. What is it? It's just 167. I thought it was higher than that. 167 is okay. It's been a stressful week, just getting back into the grind of, like I've mentioned many times, being alone during the week. I've made some personal mistakes this week, and I'm dealing with the consequences, as one should when they make personal mistakes. But I'm handling it, and I'm dealing with the fact that I'm not a perfect person. I'm close. The mustache helps. The mustache definitely helps, but I'm not a perfect person. But mental health wise, it's been tough. Not suicidal thoughts, which is great for me. I haven't dealt with like legitimate suicidal thoughts since February, which is the longest streak I have gone without dealing with serious suicidal thoughts in 3 years, which is quite exceptional for me. Maybe more than 3 years. I've only started recording it 3 years ago, and this is the first time since I started recording it, following my mood tracker, that I've made it this long. But this week's been hard. It's been a hard week. You know when you think you are like you look at yourself and you say, hey, I am a lot better of a person than I used to be. And being better than you used to be is good enough. And that is dangerous thinking. And that's what I felt I have fallen into a bit. In just in general, in most areas of my life, I look at it and I say, probably in all areas of my life, I say, compared to where I was a year ago, 2 years ago, I am doing better. That's good enough. It's okay if I'm not making all the right decisions and I'm not getting everything done I need to get done, and I'm not spending quality time with my people, and I'm not reaching out to friends, because I am at least doing better than when I used to bad talk with friends, or when I used to fight with friends, or when I used to spend my time playing video games all day. So at least I'm doing better than that. Or when I didn't work at all. So it's okay that I'm barely working now. I kind of hit this mark this year where I have said I've made progress, so I can kind of stop there and just enjoy the progress I've made. And I'm sure there's some truth to that. You should be able to recognize your growth, absolutely. But you can't stop trying to grow, because what happens then is you hurt people, you hurt yourself, you end up making back steps because you didn't go far enough. So then when things catch up to you, it ends up making everything fall back a bit, and you lose progress. You should always be taking steps forward, even if they're slow steps. You should always be taking steps forward to be better and better. And I stopped doing that a good bit this last while. And it sucks. It sucks to realize that about yourself. If you're on Herald, I've not posted much on Herald, and I used to be really good about it. And my thought is, well, once a week or so, I post something really funny that brightens people's lives. So at least I'm doing better than I was doing before Herald existed. Now, that's a very shallow example because Herald doesn't matter to anyone. But that's something we can relate to, because if you're listening to this, you're a Herald listener. And I know it, and I appreciate it, baby. Thank you for having my back. But I've stopped progressing, and I got comfortable just feeling good enough and saying, well, I can do this and this and this wrong, even though I know it's wrong, because I'm better than I used to be. And that is dangerous thinking, and I'm paying for it in many ways, and I'm feeling bad about myself, which is not who cares? That's not the point. I'm seeing it clearly, and it's a good lesson. I have my therapist that I see, who is located above the Mad Mexican. Did you know that? Did you know when you were in the Mad Mexican at downtown Newnan, there's usually a therapy session going on above you? Interesting to know. To the point that when you're in his little office, it's a very big office. When you're in his room, he's got all these air purifiers with smells, like oils and stuff going, so the smell doesn't smell like the Mad Mexican. Do I know that that's the reason he does it? No, of course not. He might just do it because he likes the smells. But as you're walking up the stairs, what is that noise? That's the fridge. As you're walking up the stairs, it still smells like Mad Mexican, but then once you get up there, you get hit with this smell of fragrance and oil and tiramisu. Tiramisu sounds like it would be a good smelling oil, and it's not. It's a dessert. Oh, you know that. Why am I telling you so many things you know? You know Goldilocks dies. So therapy has been helpful, and my therapist is good about not. I tell him don't be BetterHelp because BetterHelp is trash. If you use BetterHelp and you love it, great, I'm happy for you. But in my experience, going to BetterHelp.com, all the therapists you talk to are very much, they just try to tell you you're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing your best, you're doing great. Don't be hard on yourself, you're doing great. And that's not true. Most of the time, we're not doing great. We are making lots of mistakes, and we should be told, hey, you're messing up. And my therapist is really good about telling me when I mess up. And I love him for that. I'm going to take a sip of my soda. Like, he gets mad at me. Maybe not mad, it's not the right word, but he gets really disappointed. It's like having a dad, which I have a dad. I have two dads. They're not like gay. I don't have like two gay dads, which if one's gay and he's married to the other one, chances are the other is gay. But I'm sure there's instances where it's a straight dad married to a gay dad and one is straight. Point is, I have a stepdad and I have a dad and I have a therapist. So three dads. Three dads, baby. But I'm going to do better, and I'm going to get better, and I'm going to work harder, and I'm going to push myself. I'm going to not let myself get complacent and not make excuses for I can be lazy emotionally and physically because of doing better than I used to do. And that's sort of where I'm at as a person. So I'm hoping in the next month, 2 months, there'll be a lot of exciting new things in my life and a lot of progress. And it would be, a couple months ago, 5 months ago, when I feel bad about myself, everything would be about, oh, I feel so bad about myself. You've heard these episodes. Woe is me. I can't do it. Everyone needs to help me out. And that's the only way I can get better is if I have enough help. What can people give me to make things better for me? And this is very much different. This is I have to get stuff done. I have to push forward. No one can make these personal choices for me. I'm the only one. And it'll be hard, and it'll be scary, and it'll be uncomfortable, and I'll feel nauseous. I felt nauseous for the past 3 days now. And I can make my businesses successful, and I can make my relationships the best possible way that they can be, and I can take care of my body. I can do all these things because I am strong enough to do them, not because other people are going to help me and make it easier for me, which is not to say other people don't help and make it easier for me. It's just a mentality shift of taking on more responsibility for my own actions, or not even my own actions, but my own lack of, I was going to say concreteness, which doesn't make any sense. Foundation, my lack of foundation in who I am. And I think it'll help my confidence, and it'll help my happiness, and it'll help my relationships, and it'll help my financial stability. So that's where I'm at. I just need to stick to that thought process, and it's hard. And getting up and doing stuff is hard. A lot of days I just want to lay in bed and be sad. But I'm not doing it. And this has been the case for a while, for the last little bit, since the suicidal thoughts have stopped. It's been replaced by, hey, since I'm not doing so bad at that, I can be complacent and not do anything. And that is just not working. You should rejoice and be proud of the things you have done well, but you can't stop taking small steps forward. And I did, and it sucks, and consequences suck. And I've let myself down. But we're gonna do better. Just like Newnan is gonna do better because, we'll say Coweta County is gonna do better because Coweta County is getting another Whataburger. The photos have started to come out. It's over by the Sam's Club and the Andes. I think it's like an Andes custard. Is that what it's called? Andes frozen custard. Yeah. Over in Sharpsburg, Whataburger. We're gonna have a second Whataburger, which is wild because just feels like a month ago that we got our Newnan Whataburger, and everyone was freaking out, and the line stretched all the way to City of Hope. That'd be the cancer hospital. They didn't actually stretch that long, but and maybe they did. You know what? I went one time. That's right. Hanley and I went one time about a year and a half ago, and we hated it. It was not a good experience. I'll see if I can find my review of what we thought about Whataburger when we went a couple of years ago. But now, I guess, I wrote Whataburger. Whataburger Newnan review. Let's see. Originally posted January 3rd, 2024. We gave it a D+. Would not eat it again while Burger King is so much better, but the public seems to love it, so the grade will slightly increase. What do you love about it, you goof? D+. The letter grade is my personal feelings. The plus minus is based on what I think the public, not as important as Harold, feel. So we said the patty melt was yummy. The fries are great. The sauces are dope, but the spicy ketchup is overrated. The bacon burger was nasty town. The chicken tenders were the worst. Everything was cold except the heart of the What employees. Yeah, I remember that it took forever to get our food, but the employees at the Whataburger did a good job of coming around and checking on us and letting us know they're doing the best they can, and letting us know they were understaffed, and asking if we want drinks and if they can give us refills. Like, we waited 45 minutes, I think. 40 minutes and 60 seconds. I have it written down on here. 60 seconds. That would be 41 minutes. I don't know why I wrote 40 minutes and 60 seconds. Oh, that's hilarious, though. I'm pretty funny. 40 minutes, 60. That's 41. Like, I used to say I'm 5'12" when I was 6 foot, and that's pretty funny, too. So, like, I used to say that I am disgustingly ugly when I was just regular ugly. And that's not as funny. That joke didn't work. I even stopped and thought about it. I was like, ooh, what's a joke I can make about my physicality? And that's what I came up with. That's what you get. That is what you get. Anyways, this article was actually posted in December, and I guess I just didn't pick up on it, and I don't remember it making news, but this is thecitymenus.com. The Sharpsburg location is expected to follow a similar opening strategy, initially launching with drive-through services before opening the dining room a few weeks later. Most Whataburger restaurants operate 24/7, catering to customers around the clock. In addition to Whataburger, Gusto is also preparing to make its mark at Fisher Marketplace. Known for offering fast, fresh, and healthy meal options, Gusto is set to begin its interior build-out, with construction anticipated to start very soon. The restaurant will feature an outdoor patio and a drive-thru, emphasizing convenience for health-conscious diners. Gusto hints at either a spring or summer opening in 2025. So that's actually more exciting. I didn't read the full article. I read the first couple of paragraphs when I opened it up earlier to talk about it on the podcast. I didn't know we were getting a Gusto over there. Between the Gusto, what is Gusto? Do we have the Gusto? Is the Gusto there? What is Gusto? I've never even heard of a Gusto. Gusto. Healthy bowls, wraps, and salads. Wow. Okay. The popular fast casual restaurant, known for its healthy, flavor-packed bowls, wraps, and salads, is on track to open its new location at Sharpsburg Marketplace. Okay. Gusto. It's Gusto exclamation mark. Gusto. You know, me and Handley were just talking recently about how there's not... Well, we talked about how there's not like a healthy place with a playground for kids, and there needs to be a winery with a playground for kids. The Newnan needs both of those. And it doesn't sound like Gusto is either a winery or a healthy place with a playground, but it is going to be a healthy place. I wonder how it will do. I wonder, like, I don't know what what you should expect with a Gusto. Like, at this point, Whataburger is considered not good in Newnan anymore. It's sitting at 3.3 stars out of 1,000 Google reviews. And as someone who has talked about Google reviews a lot on my podcast, most places in Newnan are 4 and higher. It is very hard, especially if you go to like downtown Newnan and you go to some of these nice local places. You're going to find way better options as far as reviews go. Of course, Whataburger is going to be cheaper, not by much, than a lot of those places with great reviews. But a 3.3 out of 1,000 Google reviews is not good. That is a bad rating. I was extremely disappointed with my recent trip to Whataburger, says Mira Bryan. I ordered a Cobb salad with grilled chicken and it came with no tomatoes at all. When I brought it to the cashier's attention, I mentioned that I felt like I basically paid $14 for just lettuce and a little bit of chicken. Instead of offering any real solution, he pointed out that the salad wasn't $14 because the drink was $3, as if that justified the poor quality of the salad. He did offer to bring me tomatoes, but when I asked if he could also bring a bit more lettuce, it was met with confusion. The salad didn't look like anything I'd ever received from any other Whataburger, nor did it resemble the photo on their menu. Instead of the usual round bowl, it was served in a small rectangular box, which made it look even sadder. To top it off, the cashier brought out sliced tomatoes and told me they were out of cherry tomatoes, the ones that are supposed to come with the salad. Apparently, the person who made it just decided to leave them off without saying a word or substituting anything. That's just bad customer service and poor communication. I've heard from family that this particular Whataburger isn't the best. Unfortunately, they were right. I won't be coming back. Oof. Oof. Then there's my entire order was wrong, multiple errors on my order, worst fast food experience of my life, horrible experience. The manager here is not what I would call the professional manager. At the end of the day, we came to get something to eat and we ran away due to how we look at the end of the day. Okay. This is not a good place to spend money. The worst service ever from a Whataburger location. Whataburger. I stay in Texas, and I've never been treated this way. I did. Just because I asked for my food that I waiting on for a while. I love the reviews that are spelled terribly. I love it. It's so much fun to read. I love reading Google reviews. I will go down rabbit holes, especially when I'm doing the podcast, such as Google review, Google review, Google review. And there's so many places that I visit constantly in Newnan that I've not looked the reviews up. I just don't think about it. Like, I go to the Walmart in Newnan every week. Not for groceries. I do my groceries Kroger delivery because Hanley has the Kroger delivery app and she lets me order using her app, which is delightful. Thank you, Hanley. I've never been able to do the delivery to the door. It's so easy. Every now and then the Kroger will take 2 hours longer than they say. And every now and then they won't give you the deals that you had at the end of the receipt and you'll be charged too much. But it is so much better than going to grocery stores, especially with my feet and leg pain because I'm not supposed to be on my feet more than 20 minutes at a time. It's perfect. But I do go to Walmart in Newnan, and I used to grocery shop at Walmart in Newnan all the time. I used to probably grocery shop there 15 years. But now that I'm with this little love munchkin, I don't want to say munchkin. That makes it sound like she's like a tiny little, like a little donut boy. She's not a donut boy. The little love munch, we'll keep it as a munchkin. Y'all can fill out however you want in it. Munchkie, munchko, muscadine, muscadine. That's good. I used to love muscadine. My favorite type of wine, muscadine wine. Love muscadine wine. So yeah, we'll call her my little muscadine. That's good. Yeah, my sweet little muscadine. What was my point? Something about my sweet little muscadine having an app and letting me use it for groceries. Since I got with my little muscadine, I have stopped grocery shopping at Walmart. I just go there for my prescriptions. I've used their pharmacy. Everyone knows my name. They don't even ask who I am when I come up. Some of them have my birthday memorized, which is awesome. So and I go through a lot of medicines, so I have to go there frequently to get medicines. And I go there frequently for medicines, and they are delightful experience. The wait is always really, really fast. But my point is that I've never Google reviewed Walmart Newnan. Should we do it? Does it matter? Do you care at all? It's my place. Walmart Newnan reviews. Hey, look at that. 3.7 stars out of 5 stars. So, slightly better than Whataburger by 0.4 stars. Excellent. I've been to a lot of different Walmarts, but I would have to say this one is pretty nice. Yes, that's right, Stacy. See, I'm kind of being unfair here. For Whataburger, I just read the lowest rating reviews, and now for Walmart, because I want to feel justified going there, I'm reading the most relevant, highest rated reviews. So I'm kind of doing what news channels do, and twisting the story to fit the narrative of Whataburger is trash. Don't go to Whataburger, but do go to Walmart Supercenter in Newnan. And I've been going there since they had like the big shoe department that's over where the cat food and stuff is now. I worked there for when I did Frito-Lay. I worked there When I did Little Debbie, I worked there. And when I did Edie's Ice Cream, I worked there. So I didn't work for Walmart. I worked for those three companies, and I would go there and I would stock the shelves. And always great experiences with the employees. It's the more I talk about, the more I'm like, you know what? I need to start grocery shopping at Walmart. I'm sure I'll get made fun of. Like I've been recognized at Walmart as Harold before when getting in line at the pharmacy and stuff. I've had people come up and say hey to me. Sometimes when I wear my NWO shirt and I go to Walmart, people do the too sweet sign at me, which if you're wrestling related brain thinking, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know anything about wrestling, you have no idea what NWO shirt and too sweet sign means. You know what shirt means. You should know what shirt means. But, proud of Walmart Supercenter. But just to be fair, I'll read some of the lowest reviews because that's only fair. Here we go. I am a regular customer, like 3 times a week. I arrived at the door at 10:52 p.m. on Saturday night to buy one important item, bottled water. The doors were locked. I explained that I could get it in 5 minutes or less and was turned away. I don't know what time they close. I would say maybe it was 11 o'clock and this person. Yeah, I'm going to make excuses for Newnan Walmart. I'm going to stand by the blue or purple. I don't know what color Walmart is. Do not waste your money on Walmart. It's a scam. Almost every single time I order groceries to be delivered, it's rarely delivered during the scheduled time if it arrives at all. They take your payment immediately, but it takes 10 days to receive a refund for groceries that didn't get delivered. So now you're out of groceries and money. All right, that's a fair complaint. I've never done the Walmart delivery, but I've done the Walmart pickup. And again, my experience wasn't bad, but it may be because I'm a celebrity. They're like, oh, it's Harold. Let's get him his groceries as fast as possible. And they do a good job. Customers then have to take out time to dispute. Wait, what? This sentence starts out this way. This is a new review. The sentence starts out. Customers then have to take out time to dispute the order. What a scam. Think of how many people never check their order and Walmart keeps their money. They know what they delivered and hope you didn't notice, but you're probably making millions of extra dollars every year. This is in all caps. What other logical explanation can there be? I believe they are violating consumer protection laws, and I also believe they know this and could have a major class action lawsuit filed against them. That was 4 weeks ago. Yeah, there's a lot of bad reviews, and they seem to be all about not going inside and shopping, but either being turned away at the door or using the delivery or using the pickup service. So I'm gonna stick to my guns here, and I'm gonna say that Walmart in Newnan is still the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be for your shopping needs. I'm going to stick by you, Walmart, even though I don't shop at you other than medicine. But again, it's because doctor's orders. Got to stay off my feet and legs. Got to get that stuff delivered. If I don't do it, I'll have Crohn's. It's not Crohn's. What is Crohn's? Oh, I know what Crohn's is. I had to think about it. I'll have leg pain. That's what I meant to say. We're going to finish off with this news article that came out 2 days ago on the Newnan Times-Herald. I just think this is a fun thing that happened. Maybe not fun because it was criminal trespassing and someone got arrested, but I liked this news story. Thirsty trespasser asks for water, beer, and gets arrested. A Luthersville man was charged after reportedly trespassing while looking for something to drink. Michael Casey Jones, that's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was charged with loitering and prowling and criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor, according to jail records. The incident occurred March 29th when Coweta County deputies responded to a report of a suspicious person at a residence on Highway 27. The homeowner told deputies he was asleep on the couch when he heard someone jiggling the handle of the door connecting his home to an enclosed carport. When he went to investigate, he found a white male, later identified as Jones, standing under the carport. Jones claimed to be a stranger and asked for water. Despite being told multiple times to leave, Jones reportedly laid down under the carport. The homeowner then called 911. A deputy later located Jones walking north. Jones reportedly admitted to having been at the property and said he was looking for water or a beer because he was dehydrated. He was arrested and transported to the Coweta County Jail. It's just an interesting thing. Like, if he's really just thirsty and you just go up to somebody's door, yeah, that seems weird. Just to be like, yo, can I get a water or a beer? I'm really thirsty. And the fact that he asked for water too, not just a beer, give him credit for that. But then laying down in the carport, a little weird. That's unless he was just so dehydrated that he had to lay down. Like it could be like a serious medical situation that he needed beer for. Yeah, the beer part makes it tough. Either way, I think that's just it's a cute news story. I'm glad no one got hurt. I hope baby boy, when he got to the hospital, got his water. That's it for today. I hope you are making progress in your life. I hope things are going well. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing better mentally than you were doing months ago. I hope you keep making the right choices. I hope you keep making baby steps in the right direction. Just do a little bit better every day. That's all you need to do. Love you guys forever. This is an actual ending. I don't ever actually do real endings on my podcast. I just fade out. So, cool. I die. I live again.